Hello and welcome back to another edition of AEW Out right here on the Wrestle Debate. Big show today. We've got all of the fallout from New Year's Smash. So a huge show, and of course we're celebrating Negative One's birthday this week too. What more could you want? So let's get straight into it. And we did start off with a small celebration for Brody Lee Jr.'s birthday. The Dark Order out there with Negative One. This led to a scuffle between Luther and Serpentico when they came out, but then we got Page, Silver, Reynolds and Cabana versus Luther, Serpentico and TH2. Silver started strong against Angelico before Hangman Page got in and floored Serpentico. Luther tried to slam Cabana into Negative One's birthday cake on the outside before back in the ring. Hangman Page, Silver and Reynolds hit Serpentico with an incredible series of moves and pinned him for the win. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Just really nice to see what they were doing with Brody Lee Jr. Incredible work by AEW, and yeah, a really good match too. We then got a whole series of promos, really to be honest. Chris Jericho addresses the AEW main event and said MJF and Jericho are going to win, and that it wasn't going to cause trouble within the Inner Circle. Sting congratulated Darby Allin in the ring next up. Taz Voice then hit the arena and was criticising them. Darby Allin responded to Taz's challenge and told him to be careful what he wished for, because they were challenging them for the match. And then the Young Bucks were having a meeting with Don Callis at Kenny Omega's house. They walked in and they saw some random photos. Callis then came out and informed the Young Bucks that Kenny Omega was not home and was unable to attend. Callis offered the Young Bucks money to buy out their friendship, and that was basically all we got. It was a okay segment, I suppose, a bit strange, but oh well. Up on Dynamite, Peter Avalon took on Cody. Peter Avalon charged at Cody as soon as the bell rang, and Cody immediately hit him with a crossroads. Jade Cargill's music hit, and she came out for the distraction. This gave Avalon the advantage, and he continued to punish Cody. The match briefly spilled out to the outside during an ad break. Cody hit back after Avalon got in control, before Cody eventually got on top and forced him to tap out for the win. I'm going to give this 6.75 out of 10. Peter Avalon is really underrated, really enjoyed this match and all the storytelling, and Shaq is going to be on AEW next week, I believe. Moxley was back in action for the first time since Winter Incoming. He fought some jobber called Nick Karamoto. It was basically just a squash match, and he tapped out to the sleeper hold. After the match, John Moxley cut a promo calling out Kenny Omega. Moxley sent out a start warning to Omega and said he's coming for the title. I'm going to give it a 6.25 out of 10. Great to see Moxley back, and hopefully he can get a more permanent role, and I just can't wait for their match at Revolution. Fingers crossed it happens anyway. But anyway, Don Callis made a big accusation to Kenny Omega on AEW Dynamite. Callis looked like he had a black eye when Omega asked him. He insinuated that the Young Bucks were responsible for it. But anyway, we got Matt Hardy and Private Party versus Seidel and Top Flight Yaps. Mark Quinn and Dante Martin started things off with an acrobatic exchange in the match. Quinn and Seidel were legal men after this, and Quinn showed a little bit of his nasty side to get in control. Martin finally tagged in and cleared the house before Matt Hardy got in, and he was beaten down. With the AEW referee distracted as Top Flight went to hit Mark Quinn with a move, Zia Cassidy hit Dante Martin with a steel chair. Quinn then hit a shooting star press to get the win. I'm going to give it a 6.75 out of 10. Really enjoying Private Party's push, to be honest, and I see they're the number one contenders for the Impact title now, so that should be really interesting to see where that goes. Nearly main event time. How do I know? Because the women are out next. Layla Hirsch versus Penelope Ford. Of course, this was supposed to be neither race, but she came into contact with a COVID person. Penelope Ford came out accompanied by Sabian and Miro, of course with Chuck Taylor. They locked up in the middle of the match. Ford showed off her mean streak early on, and she was dominating Layla Hirsch. Penelope Ford then caught Hirsch with a boot to the head as she was getting back in the ring and pinned her. I'm going to give it a 6.25 out of 10. Kind of a bit underwhelmed through this. Hirsch didn't get too much offense. I would like to have seen her got more offense. Miro then took the mic after the match and invited Chucky T to tell Orange Cassidy that Miro was now his best friend. Ooh. Then it was our main event, Santana and Ortiz versus MJF and Jericho versus Sammy and Hager. Guevara and Jericho started things off. Guevara didn't hold back before Hager tagged in as Jericho tagged Santana and he took down Hager. Hager quickly tagged out with Jericho coming in. Santana tagged in and took Jericho down with a springboard crossbody. Santana and Ortiz continued to dominate, then taking out Sammy Guevara before Hager eventually got in and took them out. MJF went for the Dynamite Diamond Ring, but Hager spotted him and took him out with a right hand. Guevara came close to winning this match, but Wardlow stopped him in his tracks, and MJF ended up rolling Guevara for the win, and that's just going to cause even more attention. I'm going to give it 6.75 out of 10. A really good match to finish the show, and probably the right winners. This week, AEW gets a 6.5 out of 10 from me. Not the best show in the world, but I don't think anyone expects it to be really. They're just falling out from the last two big shows and building up to the next one, so I don't suppose we could have really expected anything more from this edition of Dynamite, to be honest. But anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Remember to follow me on Twitter, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to my other channels on the screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.